As requested, ask and ye shall receive. Requested, more like demanded. Upton Park. I said, what do you want as a green screen? Mo said Upton Park. I thought I'd do a little bit of a different angle rather than the one that you've seen many times. I took that picture. There you go. I'm not actually at Upton Park. It's a green screen. I'm in my shed because Upton Park, it doesn't matter. I'm not there. I'm in the shed. I know a few of you would have tuned into Gio's video yesterday where he discussed Thomas Soucek. I'm aware that I am a day behind in the news, but that's just how I like it. You don't get breaking news. You get tortoise, snail-like news on this channel. But I did laugh. I did have to laugh. £30 million at Thomas Soucek. Now, I know Gio's gone into valuations and whatnot. I'm not going to cover what he's gone on to cover. I do want to talk about, I need to talk about Sima. I need to talk about Alves. I need to talk about Armstrong. But I really want to talk about Barcelona first of all as well. And what a load of rubbish this story actually is. I think Gio made a really, really good reasoning why Barcelona wouldn't want to sign Thomas Soucek. Let's be fair. He has many attributes. He has an awful lot going for him. But tippy-tappy football ain't one of them. If you'd have told me it's Bayern Munich that want him, not that I'm saying Bayern Munich played crap football. Maybe I did just by default say Bayern Munich played crap football. I don't mean that. If you'd have told me Tottenham were interested, you know, if Jose Mourinho, I thought, oh yeah, okay, I can sort of see that. But I don't believe it. In the same way I don't believe it if you were to tell me Pep Guardiola wants Thomas Soucek. I don't mean to belittle Soucek. He's one of my favourite players at the moment. I think, I have a suspicion, he will win Hammer of the Year, as Jer alluded to yesterday. But he ain't a Barcelona type player, if you like. Simeone might like him. Yes. Atletico Madrid, could have that. But not Barcelona. But anyway, 30 million. It's preposterous. He's worth a lot more than that. In fact, he's worth so much, not just to us, but as a goal-scoring sort of rampaging midfielder. There ain't many of them. There just ain't. Take penalties out of the equation. He's a top goal-scoring midfielder in the country. And when I say midfielder, I don't mean attacking midfielder. I don't mean like a Jack Grealish, for instance, who is just there just to attack. I mean someone who's going to be there making tackles on the edge of his own box, is going to be contesting the ball in the middle of the park, and then also getting forward to score goals as well. An actual proper midfielder. He's the highest scoring midfielder in the league. Let's be fair, if somebody came along with 50 million for him, we'd probably say no anyway, because that's his value to us is huge. Take away his goals this season, where would we be? Lower. I don't know. I've not done the calculations, but lower, certainly. So it's a no, and certainly not at that price. But the Barcelona one is ridiculous. I don't know if you know this, but they are currently not even under investigation. They have been found guilty of receiving state aid. Barcelona and Real Madrid. There are a couple of others as well. Basically, the European Court of Justice has found them guilty of receiving state aid. In essence, they are paying less tax, or have been paying less tax, than the rest of the teams in La Liga. They have an unfair advantage. A court has ruled it. I mean, this is massive. But what sanctions are they going to get? By the way, they're skint as well. They are absolutely skint, Barcelona. Do you know that the Catalan police raided their offices this week, or might have been last week, whatever, within the last week, over a completely separate issue? Their president has been questioned at the moment. They're in a lot of trouble. I mean, some have even suggested they're on the brink of bankruptcy, so they can't afford our player. But let's just say, but what I want to really touch on before we get into the other players that we've been linked with, and one of them is a very, very good young player from Birmingham, by the way. We'll get to that in a second. Now, Man City, I have no great love for Man City, right? But Man City and Chelsea both got into a load of trouble. I think for breaching financial fair play rules. Maybe one of them, there was a separate one which was about tapping up youngsters, which I don't agree with, by the way. But I do find it crazy how teams that have money, and it's a separate argument whether it's a fair and a level playing field, but teams like Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea and Manchester City who actually have money, who can afford to spend an awful lot without bankrupting themselves and without bankrupting the club, will get a punishment. Yet it appears that Barcelona can break the law, get state aid, by the very definition, not conform to the very essence of fair play, which is an equal competitive footing. They're receiving state aid. They have tax breaks that the rest of the teams in their country don't get. Yet where's their ban? They won't get a ban. You can almost guarantee it. And I think it's totally and utterly wrong. I think this is where FIFA and UEFA are so weak. They're so lily-livered, yellow-bellied. Can I say it? Allegedly, or something like that. I think it's an absolute disgrace. If this is what's happened, and it is, then quite frankly, they need to get the bans, they need to get the sanctions that these other clubs were getting, because it's cheating. But you get the impression that there's these super clubs, which are the old established clubs, which are allowed to do what they want. I remember a few years back, Real Madrid was skint, and somebody, if I've got this right, I think, I may have this wrong, but I think this is the case, I think they sold their training ground. They got a bailout from someone in the Spanish royal family. They sold their training ground to the government for something like 140 million. But it was complete. It was just all very, very wrong. They shouldn't have been able to do it, basically, and they still got to train at the training ground. It was wrong. It was a little bit off. And I am aware of the irony of a West Ham fan sat here complaining about state aid when we are sat basically renting a tax-bought stadium. But we didn't want that. We wanted to. If we were going to move to that stadium, we would have owned it. We'd have liked to have owned it. We actually did go and try and buy the stadium first of all, but then that was taken away from us because of Barry Hearn and Daniel Levy. Blame them. But also, most of us would rather right now be back at Upton Park. So yes, have we benefited in some way from state aid? Yes. I'm just saying what Barcelona are doing is illegal. I just want to go to another news story as well, if I may. And it's about this lad from Birmingham. And it says Hammers set to poach Birmingham centre-back. West Ham are set to lure promising Birmingham City defender Rico Brown to the West Ham Academy. He's 17. He's hopeful of signing. He's basically joined us on a trial. I hate this. I hate this. Apparently he's very, very good. It says it comes amid uncertainty over the future of Birmingham Academy after it emerged the Blues was switching to the controversial B model. Basically, they can't afford to run their academy. So we may well get this lad for less money than we probably should. I hate this. I don't like it. You may remember we lost a player. I can't even remember who poached him. Might have been Barcelona, Bayern Munich, a big club, a big European club. Again, one of the old guard, not one of the young upstarts, not a PSG or a Man City, took one of ours, and I hate it. I absolutely hate that. I hate it that Ngakia was sort of whisked away because the scholarship terms were so poor. And while we might benefit as West Ham, I think we might benefit from taking one of the Birmingham City youngsters. It just doesn't seem right. I mean, surely the kid deserves the chance to develop there. I don't know. Look, we may be the beneficiaries, but it's all right. It's worked in our favour this time, but it won't be too long until we lose another player that we want and that we want to keep, and a bigger club than us will come and poach him away. Look, survival of the fittest, maybe, but, it's one of those things. I did also notice that Adam Armstrong, the Blackburn Rovers have named their price for Adam Armstrong. It's now 20 million. It's gone down 5 million in 3 days. Let's just keep waiting because it's absolutely plummeting. I think we all agree, by the way, that these fees are completely inflated and it ain't going to be the same sort of money being spent, that, as I discussed yesterday, that we've seen before. However, right, here's the thing. Somebody mentioned to me that they thought the TV deals would be down for next time. I'm not so sure. Actually, I do think they'll be a little bit less, but I still think they'll be high. I just think it'll be Sky and BT that can't afford it. Amazon have been hoovering up money. They've been taking your money and they've been taking my money for the last year. Let's be fair, I've been all locked up at home. Pretty much, where can we go shopping? Amazon! Brilliant. They're minted, aren't they? Amazon can go and buy those Premier League TV rights instantly. So I would still expect it to be high. I think there will be other people bidding as well. I do believe that it's coming to an end. Sky and BT and those sort of traditional I guess TV-based companies rather than internet-based companies, I do feel that they're going to start losing out, and they're not really going to be. They're not going to be showing Premier League football or that much of it, which is really going to be hard for particularly Sky, because so much of what they do is centred around having Premier League football. I'm not sure how many people have their Sky boxes if they ain't got it, basically. Also, I just wanted to point out, a few people had mentioned to me in the comments yesterday that even though Balbuena might be going, it might be this lad Alves from Silkeborg who could come to the fore and be our fourth choice centre back. This may well be the case. I've since caught up and I've read a lot of the comments from you all. Thank you very much. I've had a look at a few of the articles and David Moyes' comments and a few of the other bits and pieces. It does appear that he is impressing in training. Maybe this guy is the guy. Again, if that is the case, then you have to say once more, it's money well spent and a job well done on that one. How good a player he is, I don't know. I've not seen him play, but he made comments himself alluding to the fact somebody said, "Oh, how are you finding it over in English?" It's easy. It's easy. I thought it'd be tougher. It's easy. I don't know if he did that, but he said it's easy. Just finally, it appears, again, I'm just dealing with a few of the comments in the comment section. Funnily enough, a few people had pointed out that the Slavia Prague president was maybe having a bit of a laugh when he said 50 million euros, which a few of you told me is 43 million pound at the current exchange rate. Apparently, he was just responding to somebody because he felt he'd been lowballed by an offer. But as was pointed out in the comments to me, actually, Sima may not be able to get a work permit. In fact, it's almost impossible for him to get a work permit. And somebody mentioned it was something to do with Brexit, but I'm not sure it would be that, because he's non-EU, he's Senegalese. And apparently he's barely played for Senegal and he has to play a certain amount of games. Now, apparently we can apply for special dispensation to allow that to happen, but it's really unlikely that he would get a work permit in the current climate. It has to be said. And it's also far from clear that Sima would meet the criteria, and the criteria is an exceptional player. If you have an exceptional player, then you can then demonstrate that they haven't achieved the necessary, what am I looking for? The necessary caps at international level, then you can demonstrate that. I'm just not sure how they're going to be able to do that. I'm not sure how the process is going to even work at the moment, bearing in mind basically nobody's at work. So anyway, I just found that very, very interesting. We're massively in for a striker, though. This much is clear. I don't think it'd be Adam Armstrong. The Sima one is interested. But somebody mentioned yesterday as well in the comments, they think it'll be Adam Soucek. I wouldn't mind that. He's the one at Sparta Prague. He looks really good. Who knows? I mean, it's going to be absolutely crazy. Listen, tomorrow we're going to be dealing with... Just dump me hand. I don't know why I did that. Always seem to do that. Tomorrow we're going to be dealing with something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at West Ham's form over the last calendar year, and someone's very kindly collated all of that, and I have a league table from the last calendar year, and also what I've done the predictor league. So from now until the end of the season, I've input every single result, and it's come up with something really quite interesting. Look, how accurate I am, I don't know. Clearly, if I was accurate, I'd be winning on the betting all the time. But I think I've been harsh with West Ham. I think I've awarded defeats when maybe a draw is possible and things like that, and it don't look too bad. Anyway, we'll do all that tomorrow. Enjoy the football for today. Don't forget, match is on Monday. You've got a free weekend, lovely weekend, all to yourself. There we go. I'll think of something. You can see why I covered it up. What a mess